Hey, I don't think anyone wants to talk, because I think we also didn't really get more approval from anyone.
Your desire.
Yeah, this almost seems lower.
My faith protects me.
I guess Shadowheart is just going to be our BFF.
Onward.
Oh well.
Ever onward.
Well, Mystra's not
Um.
around,
Oh,
so
off to
might
bat.
as well.
Go.
You don't sleep well, flitting between dreams and nightmares.
Oh,
Maybe
this
you
scene.
wake up because you know something is wrong. Or maybe you just get lucky.
Well, Astarion.
No, it's not what it looks like. I swear. I wasn't going to hurt you. I just needed, well, blood.
There, in the dim firelight, you see him for what he really is. A vampire, a slave to sanguine hunger.
I think you would stop watching Koya if I now chose like option 2, right? Pick up a stake and lunge at the monster. How long since last you killed someone? Days? Hours?
I've never killed anyone. Well, not for food. I feed on animals. Boars. Deer. Kobolds. Whatever I can get.
Ah,
It's not
kobolds,
enough.
animals?
Not if I have to fight. It feels so weak. If I just had a little blood, I could think clearer, fight better. Please.
What didn't you tell me?
At best, I was sure you'd say no. More likely, you'd ram a stake through my ribs. No. I needed you to trust me.
You betray my trust?
Trust me.
Oh well. I wonder if you actually get a Astarion like up really high, like approval wise. I wonder if he can tell you. I never saw that. Because it's also like really hard to get a Astarion to like you if you're not playing like, well, evil slash brutal. But yeah, I wonder if things can play out differently. Kobolds kind of look like a cross between an alligator and a wolf. I'm not sure if I see the wolf, but I definitely see like a lizard in there. If you choose the second option, I'd regret having posted your daily dose of Gale just on the break. Oh no. But I mean, Gale also knows a lot about like keeping secrets and stuff, right? I do. I believe you.
Thank you. Do you think you could trust me just a little further? I only need a taste. I swear.
I know that you can die in this scene. That would be such an unworthy end of an honor mode run. Oh, I wonder if our blood is like influenced by the orb. Go ahead, but be warned. You might bite off more than you can drink.
Really? Well, let's see, shall we?
He moves in quickly, eagerly, and his bite is like a shard of ice through your neck. But something inside you stirs, and the cold fades.
You taste like bile. What the hell's is wrong with you?
I knew it. There's something. I love it. Option 3 is interesting. Like, cause you say like, remember? I think we never told him, right? My body's the vessel for an orb of corrupt Netherese magic, remember? Not for the faint of heart.
Well, you're full of surprises. Safe to say this will never happen again. I'll go and find something on 4 legs to eat, I suppose. See you in the morning.
We missed the chance for the scene. Nah, Skay, you're safe. Or Escalak. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, Escalak also makes sense. Cobras, I would say, are not animals. Same, Alistair. Who are you romancing? Well, we don't have that many options, do we? I gotta say, looking at the last playthrough, I wasn't too fond of the Halcyon romance, so it will be either Astarion or Will. Kinda leaning towards Astarion.
You watch him stalk away, slumped, sulking, and ready to kill.
Sorry! Well, I guess we also didn't get that much approval now, right? Oh well. Ooh, my vampire baby.
Morning. I hope last night's little unpleasantness hasn't left a bad taste in your... Well, I hope there are no bad feelings.
That face. Not at all. Having a vampire on our side could be useful.
Indeed it could. These are very helpful in a fight. Of course, I can't summon wolves or turn to mist like a true vampire. Being
Yet.
spawn has its drawbacks.
Is that how you can stand in the sun? Because you're not a true vampire.
Oh no. I should be cinders in this light. I hadn't seen the sun for 200 years before we crashed here. Someone, or something, wants me alive. They've changed the rules. Standing in the sun, wading through a river, wandering into homes without an invitation. They're all perfectly mundane activities now. As for my other quirks, well, we can figure those out in time.
Sounds like a date. Still, it's interesting how the tadpole can actually suppress like the effects of moving water, of the sun, and shit like that. Really makes you wonder. I mean, most of us have played the game already, but still, why can't it do so much for Astarion? I think we don't know anyone else who has a tadpole who gets like additional powers or who gets their like quirks, as Astarion called it, like removed. If I can help, just ask. We're in this together.
You're such a sweetheart. I'm just glad you're being sensible about these revelations.
You really are,
I was worried
Koya.
people might turn up with torches and pitchforks. Although there's still time.
A vampire among us? So be it. But should I wait
She's
with
very
so
chill
much
about
as
it.
a drop of blood on my neck, I will end him.
I'd just better not wake in the night to find fangs at my throat.
Yeah, that would be awkward. I think 3 might be a bit much. He trusts him. I trust him. He won't hurt us.
Quite the opposite. I'm here in the spirit of openness and honesty to work together as a team.
Maybe we could get him to wear a bell. Dissuade any nighttime prowling.
There now. We're all friends again. Shall we go? There's a long day ahead of us.
That would be so funny. Sarah just like wearing a bell, failing every sneak and stealth check.
Because you like to scratch behind the ear?
Aww. You scratch. We can't listen to Scratch. Let's pet him. Good boy.
Let's explore.
Alrighty. I think Maybe we can talk to Astarion about like past stuff now.
Let's chat.
Maybe we unlocked something.
Need something?
Now we can ask about like way more stuff. It feels weird though that we can already ask about like Moonrise, because I mean at this point we shouldn't know anything about Moonrise. Except that it's like a Slew Knight thing. What do you think is waiting for us at Moonrise Towers?
Who knows? Drow? Mindflayers? Death? Hopefully not ours. But maybe answers. If we can convince the right people to talk.
It's a bug, I think. Yeah, this is weird. It really is. So, about you biting me.
I've already apologized. What more do you want?
I need to know how we'll feed you in the future.
No innocence. You have my word. Only villains that we need to kill anyway. After all, you know
Sure.
what I am now. I can fight with all my weapons. Teeth included. And if I happen to drain the occasional bandit during a fight, what's the harm? They're just as dead.
Yeah, fair. I still think it's like such a power play move of Lae'zel just like sharpening this huge sword in the background, like sparks flying everywhere, it's like burning. I wonder if there's a mod to change Scratch's breed. I think I saw one. I think I saw one which basically made Scratch like a like more golden retriever-y, like Biscotti in Act 3, if you recall that dog. Sounds good. Glad we could agree.
As am I. I'm starting to feel a little peckish already.
Tell me about your history.
Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again.
Make sure of that. How does someone become a vampire exactly?
It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free. And a true vampire.
That never happens, of course. So they bite you, you bite them.
Yes and no. The problem is, once you're a vampire spawn, they completely control you. They have to allow you to bite them. And why would they do that? Vampires are power-hungry creatures. They won't lose a servant to create a competitor. Trust me, it doesn't happen.
Yeah. Well, and once they do, it's usually their doom. Alrighty. I think we can also talk with Shadowheart about Shah now. I mean, I do love her character, but I still want to mock her a little bit about that, because I mean, she's so not subtle about it. I mean, look at her tent. It's all black and purple and golden.
Shah's blessings upon you.
Which is, by the way, kind of funny, because Shah usually just goes for silver. Besides black and purple. Why were you in pain before?
The wound on my hand. It never quite heals. And sometimes it causes terrible pain to rip through me. It's my burden, though, from Lady Shah. I can feel her influence somehow.
That sounds pretty toxic. I want to hug Astarion so bad, but I want to hug a bunch of pixies more. You simp. You simp. As if I would ever know how that feels like. Gale. How would Shah subject you to such a thing?
I cannot say. Not with what I can recall. But even then, it would not be for me to question her will. Lady Shah has her reasons.
Gosh. It's such an abusive relationship. Causes her to hurt you.
It's difficult to say. Sometimes I wonder if it's supposed to be guiding me, punishing me, testing me. But perhaps it's none of those. Perhaps it's completely random. I'd like to hope there's more to it than that. Some meaning that Lady Shah will reveal to me when the time is right. Until then, all I can do is endure.
To some degree I also just want to hug Shadowheart. In a platonic way. How can you manage living with such a thing?
It's less difficult than you might imagine, when you can't remember life without it. Pain is sacred to followers of Lady Shah. Pain will give way to loss and then to the peace of her eternal darkness. You can tolerate a great deal of suffering so long as it has meaning.
So you knew more than you were letting on before. I hope you'll be more honest in the future.
I'll try my best. But secrecy
Aw.
is ingrained in me. Lady Shah considers it greater protection than any shield or armor.
I gotta say that was way more open than I expected. I really expected her to just like snap at me. But I mean, we know Gale. Gale's nosy. Gale would ask everything. I want to get to know you more, Shadowheart.
You already know my biggest secrets. What more can you ask?
Oh, I really like the second option. Tell me something about yourself besides Shah, besides tadpoles.
What? Besides my life's calling and the greatest problem I've ever faced?
Fair.
Well, I like night orchids and can't swim. Is that the sort of thing you meant?
No. You have to point out night orchids to me if we ever pass some.
It's a deal.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, also looking back at the Dark Urge playthrough, I really did enjoy her romance. Like, surprisingly much, I gotta say. Anything else you'd care to share?
No, I can't. Quite literally, I mean. With my memories suppressed, I can't betray Shah's secrets. But I can't remember much of myself either. If I manage to return to Baldur's Gate and fulfill Shah's mission, then my memories will be restored.
You know, it feels so invasive, so horrible to know that someone like took away part of your memories. I don't know, it just screams trauma to me. But well, Shah is the goddess of trauma. You've had your memory suppressed. That seems extreme.
Of course. It is an act of faith, not to be undertaken lightly. Shah will reward me when I succeed.
Yeah, Shadowheart, you know, I found a book like 12 times about like someone who was like a high priestess of Shah who thought she would also be rewarded and she wasn't. Here. I want to talk about your Shah worship.
I'm sure you do. But please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely.
Gale definitely wouldn't say he has no problem with Shah worshippers. Not at all. I mean, Shah is also like one of the main opposing deities to Mystra, actually. Because Shah tried to overtake like part of the weave and actually created like the shadow weave, so a dark reflection of the weave. So, nope. You should trust me. We're in the same boat after all. Okay, 10, come on. Please, 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 please. Nice.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shah, mistress of the night and lady of loss. I assume you've heard of her?
Well. She doesn't seem very appealing, going by her titles.
The night brings comfort. Through loss, we find acceptance. In the arms of the Dark Mother, we find peace.
See? Goddess of trauma. That's to be something more that draws people to Shah.
Most fear the dark, like children, because in darkness they see their fears reflected. But Shah teaches us to step beyond fear, beyond loss. In darkness, we do not hide. We act. Pain, hope, the promise of better days. All of these are heavy cloaks that bend our backs and burden our hearts. We shed those cloaks. Before Shah, we stand gloriously naked, beyond the vanities of mortals.
I mean, I was gonna say I think she makes like for a very compelling evil goddess. I really like how she acts, because Shah is quite the hypocrite. I mean, she instills fear, she drives people to her by like, well, making bad things happen. And I mean, also Shadowheart is not like very much like consequently adhering to those tenets, right? Because I mean, she's also hoping for a cure. But I thought hope was bad, right? Anyway. What exactly do Shah worshippers turn people to their goddess?
We tear down the lies the world is drunk on. The institutions they trust, the so-called gods they worship, the lives they cling to. We destroy false idols, topple corrupt organizations, fight heretics wherever they're found.
Bread to
There's
spare.
often suffering, death even. Many people break before they embrace Shah's truths.
Gosh, what's the character option which fits? One, I guess, to some degree. I won't cast judgment on your beliefs.
Curious.
Let's go with that.
Most are afraid of my lady. I think I did well by joining you. Most agreeable company.
Well. Alrighty. Let's have a look at everyone's approval. Hey, nice. We are at fair with Astarion, which is cool. Still at neutral with Lae'zel. And at good with Shadowheart.
Onward. At the ready.
Let's see if we can talk to Lae'zel a little. Gain a few points.
Be wary of false promises. The missing druid, Halsin, was it? He may be talented, but only a Githyanki Zathis can cleanse an embedded tadpole.
Or only Githyanki are great. Are you sure the crash is our only path to a cure?
Entirely. I was as devoted to my studies as I was to my training. Each creche contains a Zathis purification device. So I learned from the writings in the Kalir Library. The library was a gift from Vlaakith herself, that we may gain total understanding.
I think option 2 is something Gale would never ever say. Books are fallible, as are those who write them. Like, he would never say that. That kind of wisdom is very valuable.
Countless scholars roam the astral sea and beyond, observing the ways of our lessers, exploring planes so distant order turns to chaos and cold fires rage. The planes are ever quaking, and their peoples ever shifting. The Githyanki possess an eternity of knowledge. Yet we still collect more. Infinities upon infinities.
Really? I wonder if Shadowheart's profile pic is ever going to be fixed. Oh well.
Feed if you must, Astarion. But give me so much as a hungry look, and I'll drive a stake through your heart.
Lisa very like spicy food.
Oh boy. We also need to speak with animals. Here we go.
Now ready. rest for the wicked, I see.
Gosh, I'm really looking forward to the next level up. We need more spell slots. And we also got the ability score improvement next level up. Gosh, remaining experience. We are not even halfway there. We have 826, we need 974 more experience points. Oh boy. Oh. Twisting vines. So, let's have a look at the exsanguinated boar.
No signs it was killed by wolves or hunters. And yet there's terror etched into its dead eyes.
Yeah, I wonder who it was, Astarion.
It's dead. Let's go.
Yeah, if before the whole scene with Astarion you have a look, you actually get a cutscene.
Good find.
And you can ask Astarion about it, but of course he plays, downplays it. Okay, I think we can't really do anything on this side anymore. Because here's basically nothing. So yeah, let's cross the bridge.
No sweethearts, no. I prefer them savory.
This is what I get for trying to strike up conversation.
Play. Lessons for Sensible Living, Zariel's Fall. Aridin and his gang. The foreword to this brief account of Zariel's fall captures the tone of the entire text. Greetings, sensible folk. Already, I can detect grumbling and the agitated rattle of pipe stem against teeth. A lesson dedicated to an Archduke of Avernus. Has Harrington taken leave of his senses? Quiet your complaints. I assure you, I have not. It is true that the cosmic occurrences are often insensible by their very nature, but the tale of Zariel strikes close to home. In her downfall, you will be reminded of those haughty, do-gooding neighbors and acquaintances who rightfully aroused your suspicions. One moment, they are suggesting you grow turnips rather than potatoes on that fellow path, and the next, they have their kitchen knives strapped to their belts and are suggesting you explore the abandoned crypt behind the guard's farm. In short, Zariel was a celestial being tasked with monitoring the ebb and flow of the blood war, of which more in volume 21, matters of little importance to sensible folk. Observing was not righteous enough for Zariel though, and she took it upon herself to become directly involved. Like the oaf who sees two fellows fighting over a spilled tankard of ale and, rather than applauding their efforts, cracks their skulls together and causes a tavern-wide brawl. She invaded Avernus, was defeated, and now rules there, corrupt and wicked. Which seems very odd to invade, be defeated, and then rule. Like, how? What can sensible folk learn from this foolish tale? It is obvious. Do not strive to correct what cannot be corrected. Look not to distant lands and conflicts, but to your fields, your family, and your friends. There's nothing but misery to be gained from interfering in the hardships of others. Wow. What a positive note.